we learned from Trump 1.0, which is never underestimate what craziness is going to happen. In 2017, he sealed the border 7 days after he was inaugurated president. That ban included lawful permanent residents, green card holders. We're looking at it and saying, anticipate the worst. It's better than risking your entire educational future.
If you're a student and coming back at the airport, you have no right to privacy. You do not have a right to an attorney. It's important to be safe than sorry.
We told all of our students to get back. In fact, even me, I said I'm coming back before the inaugural, because do you remember in 2017 he sealed the border 7 days after he was inaugurated president. Now, remember, the first go round of that ban included lawful permanent residents, green card holders, all of those people who were in status. He's got this rally planned for the 19th of January, right? Why? Why does he need this rally? What's the real incentive? I don't know, but it seems highly suspicious to me that on the eve of the inaugural, you're having this rally. What does this mean? And the last time that he had a rally in Washington, D.C. didn't turn out so well, and that was January 6th, right? So what is he really planning here? And then what happens there? Does he use it as a reason to seal the border? And so we're looking at it and saying, anticipate the worst. Anytime he's saying shock and awe on day one, well, maybe day one means you should be safer on the U.S. side because it's always easier to have people on the inside as opposed to trying to bring someone in or have them come in, right? For students in particular, you're tied to your start date of school. So if you're trapped out of the country and now it takes a month and a half to get you back in, well, how do we get you back in? Because you've now violated the conditions of your status because you're not in class, right? So it was a call to say, look, we're looking at the playing field. We've learned just as they learned. We learned from Trump 1.0, which is never underestimate what craziness is going to happen. And the last time this happened, it was 7 days after he took office. And it was real, and it took the courts and months to try and correct course. So rather than take that risk, I'd be happy to be wrong. It's fine. You came back early. It's better. But it's better than risking your entire educational future. Come back in earlier. And then if it never plays out, it never plays out. But much harder to have you come back in if something like that occurs than not to be in that situation in the first instance.
If you're a student and coming back at the airport, you have no right to privacy. You do not have a right to an attorney. And so the CBP officer can look at your text messages. He or she can look at your WhatsApp messages, your emails, search your belongings for any documents that purport to show past employment when you were not supposed to work, or immigrant intent in messages that you may or may not have exchanged with certain individuals in the United States. And so the idea is that it is always safer. It's important to be safe than sorry, and to come back before the administration takes over on January 20th, because there's so much at risk. There's so much at stake. It's not so much that all of a sudden new rules and regulations will be implemented, but that the rules already in place will be enforced more strictly, with a hawkish attitude, so to speak. And so I 100% agree with Reka. It's super important to come back sooner rather than later, because you're just going to be subjecting yourself to a lot more scrutiny, and that's just really, really easily avoidable. As a matter of fact, if you were to deport 13 million individuals who are undocumented in the United States, I think the estimates are somewhere between 4.2 to 6.8% reduction in the GDP. That is on par with the Great Recession.